So good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for today's webinar. It is an absolute pleasure to be speaking to such a group of dynamic and promising young professionals in the risk and insurance industry. So today we will be showcasing you the incredible professional bodies that Milpark is accredited with, and they will talk about the exciting career opportunities in the risk and insurance industry, an industry that is not only offers stability and growth, but also the chance to make a significant impact on businesses and communities worldwide. When we think about risk and insurance, we often picture traditional roles like your underwriters, claims, brokers, those type of things. And I thought it would just be prudent to invite these incredible gentlemen to come and give you just a little bit of a wider scope of what happens in industry. So while those are the fundamental aspects of our industry, our landscape is evolving rapidly and offering a plethora of new and exciting career paths. So firstly, if you think about the innovation and technology, and the big buzzword, of course, being generative AI at the moment, there is a massive digital revolution in transforming every sector, and the insurance and risk management sector is no exception. So insurtech is a booming field where technology meets insurance to create smarter, more efficient processes, whether it's developing AI-driven underwriting models, utilizing blockchain for secure transactions, or implementing Internet of Things devices for real-time risk assessment. Technology is opening up a world of possibilities. For those of you with a passion for tech, roles such as data scientists, cybersecurity experts, and digital transformation specialists are in high demand. These positions allow you to be at the forefront of change, shaping the future of how we assess and manage risk. Next, let's consider the growing focus on sustainability and social responsibility, the big one, ESG. Climate change, of course, and environmental impact and social governance is becoming central to how businesses operate. As insurance professionals, you have the unique opportunity to contribute to these critical areas. Careers in sustainability, risk assessment, environmental insurance, and corporate social responsibility initiatives are not only rewarded, but also vital. By helping companies manage their environmental risks and encouraging sustainable practices, you can make a tangible difference in the fight against climate change. Next up, the insurance industry is inherently global. And if I can brag just tiny little bit, if you would just offer me that indulgence. Myself and a group of students called the Risk Avengers were in San Diego in May to attend Risk World, as they were top 8 in the world in the Spencer Risk Management Challenge. And what I saw is that risk is not confined by borders. I know, I always knew it, but I physically saw it in America when I was there. And neither are the opportunities to work in diverse and international environments, as it is evident with this Chartered Insurance Institute also being here today. So whether you are interested in emerging markets for microinsurance or established financial hubs, there are roles that allow you to travel, experience different cultures, and understand global economic dynamics, and also the amazing food. So positions in global insurance and risk management, international claims adjusting, and cross-border regulatory compliance are just a few examples. These roles not only broaden your professional horizon, but also provide a rich, culturally diverse work experience. And let me tell you, America was an experience, and we will definitely be entering another team of BCom students to go to Chicago next year. Another exciting area is the shift towards personalized customer experiences. So this is something that I think the risk and insurance industry has always done exceptionally well. But in an age where consumers are expected tailored services, the insurance industry is innovating to meet these demands. So roles in customer experience design, behavioral analytics, and personalized product development are critical. By understanding customer needs and behavior, you can help create insurance solutions that are more aligned with individual preferences and circumstances. This is not only enhanced by customer satisfaction, but also drives business growth. AI is great, and look, I'm all for AI, but it is very far removed from that personal touch that is required in our industry. So for now, I think at least our jobs are safe. So an equally crucial and dynamic area within the insurance industry is compliance. So a regulatory environment becomes increasingly complex, specifically in the global industry we are in. The demand for professionals who can navigate these regulations and ensure adherence to legal standards is on the rise. Careers in compliance involve developing and implementing policies to meet regulatory requirements, conducting audits, and staying up to date with evolving laws and regulations. And as you guys know, that there's many, every year we have new laws and regulations coming out. So compliance officers play a vital role in protecting companies from legal risks, ensuring ethical practices, and maintaining the integrity of an organization. This field offers a challenging yet rewarding career path, combining legal expertise with strategic business insights. Finally, before I get to all the introductions, let's not forget about career development and professional growth. The insurance industry is known for its robust training programs, professional certifications, and continuous learning opportunities. Additionally, the industry offers, and the institutes will tell you now, there is numerous opportunities for mentorship and networking, and I cannot emphasize enough how very important those two things are. Engaging with seasoned professionals, attending industry conferences, and participating in professional associations can significantly enhance your career trajectory. Sorry about that. So, guys, and that is mostly why we are here today. And I'm honored to be joined by Isaac, joining us from London, and also Mtutuzile, also from London. So we have a very international board presenting to us today. We have Tumisang from the IISA and our distinguished Jan from ILASA. So they will be taking you through their institutes and the careers available in their respective areas. So first, I am very honored to introduce you guys to Isaac, who is the International Manager for Africa, Americas, Caribbean, and Europe for the Chartered Insurance Institute. So over to you, Isaac.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hope you can all hear me. It's a pleasure to be addressing you all today. And really, as Marisa said there, I am International Manager here at the CII. I look after a number of our international regions. And really, my role here is working with insurance organizations, insurance regulators, educational bodies, so on and so forth, really, to help to bring their learning and objectives to a reality. Now, of course, some of you may be wondering who are the CII. The CII are well, I suppose it's worth me mentioning as a starter that it's a question we've asked ourselves actually over the last kind of 24 months. And we've redefined that, our identity, to we're a professional body in the first place who's dedicated to building trust. Public trust in the insurance and financial planning profession. And like I said, but apart from being a professional body, we are also a membership body who looks to help learners and individuals, professionals in the insurance and financial services space to raise the level of professionalism and raise standards. And part of that is helping to obtain, say, qualifications, CI qualifications, which are globally recognized, of course. Now, in terms of qualifications, there are a number of level of qualifications, and of course, it's important if you are looking at a career in the insurance industry that, of course, you look to gain the skills and the technical skills to actually thrive in that environment. Experience comes into that, but also, that's something that I'm sure will be covered as part of the discussion later today. But if we're looking at from a qualification perspective, it's very important that, number one, you understand the fundamentals of insurance and really look to obtain certifications in that area. So just to talk to you very briefly about CI qualifications, there are three main levels of CI qualifications. CI qualifications are mainly broken down into the certificate, the diploma, and then the advanced diploma, which is also known as the associateship. And really, it's the level that individuals strive towards, as it allows them, holders of that qualification, are able to, with the right level of experience, use the chartered title. So that serves as the kind of the pyramid in terms of CI qualifications. You know, our qualifications work on a credit basis, so individuals will accumulate credits from sitting individual exams in order to attain each level of qualification. So if I give an example, you need 40 credits to obtain the CI certificate. And you may get that from 3 exams, basically, which are worth about 15 credits each, right? But important to mention really is, in striving to do CI qualifications and as part of a partnership with Mill Park Education, is the fact that your existing qualifications can count towards CI qualifications, as we have a program called Recognition of Prior Learning that would allow you to obtain credits for your Mill Park qualifications towards CII examination framework. So if I give you an example, being individuals who may hold the Mill Parks advanced certificate in short-term insurance, as an example, those individuals will be eligible to receive some credits or exemptions from the CII. Now, what that means, in I suppose if I'm just describing it briefly, is where for the certificate you may be required to sit 3 exams on the basis of the points you've received. You may only actually need to do 1 exam to obtain the CI certificates, basically, which means you do the compulsory unit. Generally, it's a multiple choice exam. And then, of course, on completion of that, you'll receive the certificate in insurance qualification from the CII also. So it's certainly something worth knowing and something worth understanding. But also, along with that, any previous university degrees that you have that may be relevant can also be taken into consideration if you're looking to begin your journey. Now, I'm sure Marissa will be happy to send you the appropriate links to review what options to use our accreditation checker to see what you may be eligible for should you be considering I suppose, taking on CII qualifications. So like I said, that gives you an idea in terms of the way that our qualifications work. But like I said, also important though to mention is that holders of those qualifications are able to use designations after their name, providing that they're members of the CII. Now, these designations are globally recognized, and they display your level of competency really in the insurance industry. So, for example, we've mentioned the certificate in insurance qualification there from the CII. Once you complete that, as a member, you'll be able to use the CERT CII designation after your name. This is something that, of course, you will put on your business cards, on the end of your email signatures, so on and so forth. And as you engage in business, it will signify to the individuals you're speaking to your level of qualification in the industry. And I mentioned when you go and you progress on your qualification pathway and you go onto the diploma, you'll be able to use the DIP CII designation. And then when it comes to the advanced diploma, it's the ACII, which is something that's quite globally coveted amongst insurance organizations, really. So it's very important, like I said, that you understand that and you look to progress on in your career as the technical skills. Right. Okay, I'm sure you can still hear me. But yeah, so the technical skills that you will gain from the certification will, of course, serve you great use as you go on to work and you develop and grow in your career as an insurance professional. Now, of course, when you're talking about a career in insurance, there are a number of options that opens up for you as a professional, basically, right? Aside from some of the standard positions that some of you may already be aware of. So, for example, you may be an insurance broking professional, where, of course, your responsibility is to build client relationships, understand the needs of your clients, and, of course, then present appropriate solutions for them. Or you may work as an underwriter, where you're really collecting risk information, calculating whether to provide cover, and setting competitive premiums, deciding policy terms, and so on and so forth, right? There are also developments and increases in other roles, basically. Marissa mentioned earlier about the risk Avengers. You might be interested in some of this, being that, of course, there is an increase in roles as risk managers, for example. For example, is an opportunity in the insurance sector, or even say a risk surveyor, where you survey commercial and personal property, assess risk information, and prepare reports, so on and so forth, are some of the responsibilities that you get there. But also, as the world evolves, the roles also revolve, basically. And we discussed very briefly about AI and cyber risk, and so on and so forth. We're seeing increases in roles such as cyber analysts, where your role is to researching and evaluating security threats to corporates, planning for disaster recovery, monitoring systems, researching emerging threats, contributing to the design of security policies, and so on and so forth. So there are interesting careers developing as, I suppose, different types of risk emerge in the insurance industry. So like I said, that's just to give you an idea of some of the roles that are available to you as individuals interested in the insurance industry. But it's not limited to those roles. Your loss adjuster, claims adjuster, so on and so forth. There are a plethora of opportunities available in the insurance sector. And with that, I will simply leave it and see if there are any questions.
Thank you so much, Isaac, for joining us. Let me see if there's any questions here. So yeah, there's actually one question. Does the CII certification allow us to work globally or in certain countries?
Okay, so I suppose the short answer to that is it depends on the country. The CI qualifications are globally recognized because of the quality of the learning in those in the CI qualification framework. Of course, part of our role is to work with organizations and work with regulators in different countries to ensure that it is recognized. And to my knowledge, it is recognized in most places. Of course, you may have to prove to the local regulator the standard of the learning and the content that's been delivered. And of course, the CI will work to provide you with any information you need to evidence that in different jurisdictions.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Isaac, for joining us today and being here. I know you do need to run, but I do want to thank you for being here. So guys, that was our first speaker. So as he was speaking, I remembered something else that I saw in America. There was a big, it's called, the company is called FM Global. They had this big truck there, and there was a guy, and I think that guy probably has the coolest job in the world. Okay, so firstly, he goes around on this truck and tells people all about risks and insurance and all of that. But secondly, they have a research facility where they have different areas that they actually research things. And his area of expertise is he blows stuff up. He makes explosions for a living. I thought that was just very, very incredible. And I don't know. I might be weird, but I would love a job like that. Blow stuff up for a living. So, guys, next up, we have the Chief Revenue Officer of the Insurance Institute of South Africa, and he has some beautiful slides for us that I will quickly pull up, and he will take you through the IISA and what they have to offer. Over to you, Tumi-san.
Thank you very much, Marisa, and a big welcome to everyone. Thank you for joining. Let me start by congratulating everyone for choosing Milpark as an educational partner of choice. I just want to state that the ISA and Milpark go a very long way. We are strategic partners. We work very closely in making sure that your educational programs are accredited and monitored, and we really together worry about your progress and how you get to succeed and make a great career of yourself. So I've got a couple of slides, and I hope I won't bore you with too much detail, and we'll cover through because of issues of time. And those slides really talk to who we are as the Insurance Institute of South Africa and what we offer and how you could access our offerings. If we can go to the first slide, just to give a little bit of background on who you are. ISA as an institute is SAQA approved as a professional body, and we also level 1B rated non-profit organization. Look, we've been in existence for quite a while. It's over 50 years now. I think in July I will be celebrating that 50th anniversary at a big conference that we hold, that we would like you to obviously be part of every year as a professional member of the ISA once you become eligible.
Sorry, those are some having... Oh, I think it's fine now. Everyone good? The sound is a bit all right. Good. I think it's fine.
Can you hear me now?
I just needed me to say something. My beautiful voice fixed it all.
I see. I hope everyone can hear me again. Can you hear me with just the lift of a finger? Oh, fantastic. So we've been in existence for over 50 years now. But in essence, what do? We are a central organization for skills development. So you as a professional in the insurance industry, you want to develop, you want to keep yourself abreast. You really want to make sure that you develop your knowledge and skills, and that's what the ISA is about, is to really support you in skills development, but also keep you abreast of what's happening around the insurance industry on internationally. So we've got research facilities, we've got research material that we share with our professional members on a monthly basis, and our corporate partners, and that information is really meant to help you grow. I think, Marisa, you touched on CTD, which is a big deal for us. It's continuous development of the members of the ISA, and in that regard, it is this material that we have for you that will help you advance your skills and continue to improve your career. Have you lost me again?
It's fine. It looks like every time I unmute, it works again. So I'll stay unmuted and just be very, very quiet.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. And lastly, we are, as I indicated, we are accreditation of professional bodies in the life and short-term space. So for us, we represent both life and short-term. So we don't really, it's the whole insurance industry that we represent. Who can become the member of ISA? I mean, as you are studying through the Milpark, the question is, what are the career options that I have for myself? And they are quite vast. As you can see on this slide, we try to put this is not an exhaustive list. There is much more that you can tap into. I mean, from sales advisory to administration, underwriting, risk management, claims management, legal and compliance, auditing, all the way to actuarial. And within those, there are pockets of different roles that you can obviously take advantage of. This is not an exhaustive list. We haven't even spoken about, which is something that Marisa and the previous gentleman touched on, is anything digital. And that's where the world is going into, and that's what we gearing ourselves as the ISA to ensure that as we offer digital insurance and we're tapping into the 4IR environment, we are also there to make sure that we support you. So for us to accredit you as the member of the ISA, these are some of the roles that we would consider and we would look at to make you a member. And what are the benefits of really being a member of the ISA? One is access to research material on a continuous basis. Number two is central repository of CPD records. So we talk about continuous development, personal development, and this is a big one for us. We ensure that we record those. We've got a platform that records your CPD points, and we also offer you material to advance yourself. That can be through training, through seminars, through webinars that you have to attend almost every week on a weekly basis. We have material, we have webinars, we have seminars that we hold that will help you, accrue those CPD points. But also there's member engagement and social events that we hold almost on a monthly basis. We've got a huge conference coming up, as I indicated, in July. That is where the whole country and Africa will be coming together in one place in Sun City, in the Northwest. And it happens every year, where there's exchange of ideas, where there's sharing of information, and a huge social event where there's knowledge share and everything like that. And we would like to obviously extend that invite to you to come and experience this. There's also discounts on training and lifestyle benefits that we offer. So really, these benefits, as you enjoy them, really as a member, we are trying to symbolize to you that you are competent as an insurance practitioner, competent in terms of your qualifications that you are working at, and I'll take you through how you become that member and what are the different levels. And the next slide speaks to that exactly, becoming an accredited professional member. So we've got 3 levels of accreditations that we look at. One is a licentiate, the second one is associate, the third is fellow, and that is the Rolls Royce and the last level of our membership level. As we start with licentiates, what will be required of you? We look at NQF level 5 qualification and at least 2 years of experience in the insurance industry. Remember, this is a bragging right. This is to demonstrate that you are a qualified insurance practitioner through your qualification that you are going through now, plus an experience in the insurance field. And that accreditation or designation that you have as a licentiate, you can put next to your name or email or business cards, as the previous gentleman had also indicated. It's exactly similar in this regard. So licentiate, your requirements will be NQF level 5 to enter and at least 2 years experience in insurance. And when we look at the second slide, is the associate membership. Associate membership requires you to have NQF level 6 qualification and at least 3 years experience in insurance. If you do not have these qualifications, then you can go through recognition of prior learning, which will require you to have extensive knowledge in insurance and having spent a bit of time in insurance. And there's portfolio of evidence that you'll have to put together for us to accredit you as an associate. But I think it would not be relevant in this regard, because you would have gotten your qualification, and that's the associateship. The next one is fellow, which I mentioned is our Rolls Royce accreditation, and that's NQF level 7. We consider you from NQF level 7 with at least 6 years of experience. And this is where we really want you to wear that badge, to demonstrate that you have been in the industry, you have spent time, and we also tap into this. We have what we call forum of fellows, where we tap into the knowledge that you have as a subject matter experts. When we have webinars and seminars, or there's a need for subject matter experts in the industry, we look to you to guide us in that regard. So we really want to see most of you playing in this space and giving back to the industry itself. Fantastic. So I think that's just the bottom line of what we do as the ISA, and we work very closely with Milpark. Please let us know if there are any questions that you have that you'd like to inquire about. I tried to summarize as quickly as I can. There's more information, and I'll take questions if there are any from the platform.
Yes, thank you, Tumisang. I'm very happy to know now that I have a Rolls Royce and not just a designation. So I'm very excited about that. So there's a question here. The IISA now only offer free training to qualified members. It should be more helpful in training the general member and not only the qualified member. If you can maybe address that.
Yes. So I just want to, so we have a general member level, which is meant to is a bridging sort of qualification or membership that takes into professional membership. Professionals start at licentiate all the way up to fellow. And I agree with you. We are looking into making sure that there are certain training that we support you with that will help you quickly move into that level of a professional level. So indeed, we do not offer any free training at this point for general membership. There are benefits like social events and sort of attending certain webinars and things like that. But from a training point of view, we do not offer anything for free. And that's something that we are looking at the moment. Yeah, I hope that answers your question.
And then Precious asks about the cost of membership levels, but I think that is available on the website as well, and we will put links through to all the websites for you guys.
Absolutely.
As well. Okay.
Absolutely. Guys, I would advise them to visit.
Yes.
Our website.
Yeah, please go on the website. The IISA is a great website. You can do your applications there. And I personally still use their website to keep track of my CPD as well. And they accredit and they issue you with certificates on a yearly basis to get your CPD points. So it's wonderful. So just go have a look there. So guys, now I am honored to introduce you to Thuthuzile, who is a certified risk management professional that will discuss IRMSA. And so IRMSA is our newest professional body that we are very closely working with the launch of our postgrad in risk management, where, and I think the biggest nice thing about our postgrad in risk management is that to become a certified risk management professional, like Thuthuzile is quite a journey. It is a postgrad. You require a postgrad and you require an extensive logbook. But we have made arrangements with IRMSA, so the whole logbook is part of the assessments of our postgrad. So you just need to go write board exams. So we are very excited about that. And Thuthuzile will take you through a little bit about what IRMSA does and the designations they offer. Thank you so much.
Hi, and good morning to everyone. I'm a risk manager who hasn't managed his risks well over the past few days. I managed to do a hike. I'm in Cape Town, by the way. Went on a hike over the weekend, and now I'm dying with flu. So you'll pardon me if I have to sneeze every now and then, colleagues and friends and those that are aspiring to be risk managers. I do have slides. I just seem to be having a little bit of a challenge sharing, so I won't bother with that. Marisa, I will send the slides to you, and we can share with the greater community, post this engagement. So I've been invited by the Institute of Risk Management to come and be a loyal member and come and represent them in this discussion. So first declaration, I'm not employed by IRMSA. I just happen to be a professional that is supporting the institute, through training and consulting work that I do with them. And so we felt appropriate that I come and have a chat with you guys around this profession. The first thing I'd like to say as we get into what IRMSA represents, I'd like to highlight perhaps that risk managers, in order for them to be exceptional, have to be curious individuals. So I think in all these, conversations we're having today, whether it's insurance, locally, insurance, internationally, risk management broadly, you have to be someone that is intrigued with, with information, someone that is analytical, someone that possesses some level of skepticism. So, what am I looking at? I need to know the facts. That way you can then be, effective as a risk manager, because this profession is about guiding organizations towards success. So the only way we can do that is if we pay attention to what might be happening around us. So the first thing that I want to highlight perhaps is that EMSA, similarly to the IISA, is also a SACCO accredited body that takes care of individuals and companies. So we accommodate individual membership as much as corporate membership, and we are dedicated to advancing the practice of risk management, through accreditation, research, promotion, education, upliftment, training, guidance, and a strong relationship with other associated institutes. So in other words, you will find that the Institute of Risk Management works closely with the Compliance Institute. We may be working also with the IIASA, because in our space we view risk as a generic profession within which many specialized professions can plug in. So if you are a generalist, so just a little bit of background about me. I'm an internal auditor. So I came from internal auditing into risk management, and I have to understand and know a whole lot of risk related topics, from insurance to compliance to business continuity and so forth, as a risk profession. The institute also promotes and supports the interests of members and of public interest. So we do carry a voice insofar as risk issues that are happening in the country. We have an annual report that we produce every year, and during that process of publicizing this annual report, we have different professionals from different sectors and industries engaging with us, analyzing or unpacking what are the significant risks that the country is facing. Our vision is to be a leader, of course, in providing risk management excellence. We want to empower, advocate, and be a center of excellence for the advancement of risk management in Africa and everywhere else and beyond. So you'd find that the visit that you guys had in the US, we may have been part of that. We engage with institutes in London. I wish I came from London, Marissa. So there's this interest of us not being just a South African organization, but an international organization that advances risk management. At the core of our institute is values that are founded on our constitution as a country. We align and to what the country has, and we define organizational culture as being developed. Provide guidance on how we intend to deliver on this mission. So our intention as an institute, it is to really help professionals engage with organizational culture, because if the culture is not conducive for success, risks will materialize, and that's what we really want to advocate and advance for. The institute itself, similarly structured to the other guys. I actually, as Dumisang was talking, I thought to myself, what new information do I have now? Because we also provide training. We've got partnerships. We've got a professionalization that we go that we're doing for individuals. We accredit trainings with different training institutions. I remember 2013 when I started working with EMSA, I was with the University of Pretoria, and one of the things that we did was to provide accredited training as given to us by the Institute of Risk Management. We also have a Center of Excellence, which means professionals or people that are members of the institute, can tap into expertise, into a library of internationally recognized papers and other research materials for your own edification and for the positive impact within the organization. Our membership, it struggles more or less the same as the IISA. Different categories of individuals. We've got students that are able to join us and be members of the institute. Here we provide free membership for individuals that are 26 years and younger. Okay, so not all of us qualify for this anymore. So if you're 26 and younger and you're still studying full-time or part-time, or even working for that matter, you can be a member free for that matter of the Institute of Risk Management. Between 27 and 35, another age bracket that we've skipped. There is membership for that. It comes with a small nominal fee. I think it's about 250 or so. And also we cater for graduates between the ages, I've already mentioned, ages of 27 to 25, who are currently enrolled in internships. So if you are an intern in risk management or looking to become a risk professional, you can apply for membership within the institute for a fee of about 250 per annum. I think that's what we charge for. And then we've got individual memberships. This is where now, if you are working within the risk space, you can then become, an associate member, for example, right? We're tiering it also not to Misang, So you've got an associate membership, which qualifies you then to sit for the designation exams, for the certification exams. And insofar as those are concerned, we have two designations that we provide as the institute. One is called the Certified Risk Management Practitioner, CRM Prac. And then the second one is CRM Prof, right? So we differentiate between a practitioner and a professional. A practitioner would be someone who's working under supervision. So you've got people that are leading you, guiding you, and taking you, through your work. And so because of the number of years of experience that you have, you can then apply to sit for an exam. All you need is a NQF level 6 qualification. But we also recognize, we also recognize, continuous learning. So yes, you can come with your related qualifications and be recognized or be allowed to sit for the professional exam. So we've got the CRM Prac, which is the entry level. 3 years of risk management experience is necessary. Level 6 qualification, NQF level qualification. We also have 5 years and 10 years that we accommodate. So if you don't have qualifications or you don't have formal qualification but 10 years experience, you can qualify to sit for the exam. So we do look or consider those kind of situations. The membership itself, allows you to have access to professional information and support from the institute. As I've mentioned, it also qualifies you to sit in for exams. We, as mentioned, we take both qualification assessments and also prior year experience as part of your entry or access qualifications that we need from you. All right. Now, the first board exam or the CRM Prac board exam, you may not have qualifications. You may have 10 years or so experience. You may have a qualification, 5 years experience. And then we sit for exams twice a year, in June and in November. So you still have an opportunity, if you are interested in CRM Prac, to register and sit in for the board exams. The CRM Prof is administered once a year. I think it's done in September. Yeah, a tricky exam to say the least. The best advice that I can give anyone who's intending to sit in for that one, just exercise your fingers. You're going to be typing the whole day, so 5 hours of typing, answering questions. It can be pretty tricky and daunting. I just want to see what else can I share. The designations that we have, as mentioned, are recognized by the South African Qualifications Authority. We are working on NQF level 8 qualification right now. We have a level 6 already that we are pushing as the institute. In other words, you can go to any of the institutes of higher learning that we are associated with, for example, Milpark or Ndalo Risk, and be part of a learning program for about a year or so that then leads you to sitting in for the better exams, right? So the Institute of Risk Management really wants to advance or advocate for us working together, in our different organizations, realizing that your role is to add value. So my pet peeve is people that have just found themselves in risk management because of whatever circumstances, and there you're not adding value. Here we need you to be curious. We need you to be analytical. We need you to focus on decision making. We need you to really be someone who wants to have a positive impact on the overall health of an organization, right? Whether it's ESG, ESG is your environmental, social, and governance risk categories that we're dealing with now. We're talking about, Internet of Things, so your cybersecurity risk. So it can be any of the different, areas of interest. We would be able to accommodate you as a member and support you throughout your journey. All right. So I think I'll just pause it there, Marisa. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. I so far just see one question. Faritza wants to know, can you please advise on entry-level positions that is available for new graduate of a postgraduate in risk management? So what career, where can they go for to look for positions?
Right. So if you have a risk management qualification, I think the most fundamental thing or the most basic thing that happens in South Africa is that you get to be an intern of some sort, so you go through learnership within an organization. There they may place you wherever within the organization. So you can find yourself as an internal auditor or as a credit controller, as a security person, as long as it's within the realm of risk management, where you're understanding the concepts as espoused in standards such as your ISO 31000 or whichever one you want. You will get the relevant experience through that. So entry level depends entirely on what area you want to specialize in. As I mentioned, I'm internal audit, so I moved from internal auditing into risk management. So it was easy for me to just get into your operational risk and management analysis. I work with CAs, chartered accountants, who through their qualifications also started out as financial analysts within the risk space, defining risk appetite and so forth. So the scope is quite broad, actually. There's many options. You can even forego getting into risk and get into the actual business. Go and be a salesperson. Yeah. That way you understand, analysis, environmental analysis, how to formulate decisions, how to win group, thinking. All those skills are relevant to successful risk career.
Definitely. Thanks. And I think that absolutely brings us back to our last speaker, but definitely not the least, is Jan, who is the director and a practicing loss adjuster for ILASA, that will talk to us. And I have a saying, and look, people may disagree with me, but there is nothing that teaches you insurance and risk management like being I almost want to say at the bottom, or at claim stage. Specifically, claims for insurance will teach you the most you have ever learned. But starting at the bottom and building yourself up from there is the best way to learn. I'll also take that one, Rami. You only need to write your board exams once. And then there's CPD you need to do throughout the year with IMSA as well. And they also keep record of it. Okay. But anyway, let's go over to Jan that will talk to us a little bit about loss adjusting and what ILASA has to offer. Thank you, Jan. Oops, you're on mute.
Is that better?
Yes, thank you so much.
Press the mute button. Start again. Hello to everybody. It's lovely to be with you. And to speak to you a little bit about loss adjusting. I am from the Institute of Loss Adjusters, which I'm proud to say came about or was founded something like 1960 or whatever. So we're probably the grandfathers of some of the organizations that you've been hearing this morning. We represent a group of professional loss adjusters throughout South Africa, and the members are governed by a constitution and bylaws and a code of conduct, so that they can't just go off and go mad in the industry. Hopefully, what do we do? Okay, that's a question we're often asked. So, a loss adjuster will get instructions from an insurance company, usually, to go and have a look at an insurance claim, and it's usually claims which are either very big or very complex. Where the insurance company cannot always handle those claims by themselves. So they look at loss adjusters, and somebody said to me once, a loss adjuster is like sitting in a gene pool, swimming about and having a good time. And only when an insurance company needs the specific knowledge and skills that one of those loss adjusters in the gene pool, then he gets him and says, I'm appointing you to go and have a look at this claim for us and to investigate it if necessary, deal with experts. So we deal with people involved in hazardous goods, spills, or fire forensics, attorneys, to gather the information on a claim and then put it all together and compile a report, which I think is probably one of the more difficult things to sometimes do, and take a report and put all the information that we've got together. And then we need to exercise the skills that we've got to say to the insurance company, we think that you can consider this claim for payment in terms of your policy, or we think there might be problems, have a look at it and give us further instructions. Don't forget that an insurance policy is in fact a contract. So you've got to learn a little bit about contract law, otherwise you will run into trouble there as well, I suppose. Having skills is something which, I think Marissa said, you start from the bottom and you work upwards. There's unfortunately not a book or a CD or anything like that that can say, listen to this and choops, you'll have all the skills that you need. It doesn't work that way. Skills comes from experience, it comes from practice. So it can take some people longer than others. Yes, I agree. But those skills can be complemented by doing courses such as offered by Milpark and so on, or studying, and perhaps even having a university degree might help you as well. So qualifications are always important. And the one nice thing about a qualification is it may take time and it may take effort to get one, but once you've got it, nobody can take it away from you. It's yours. You can put it in your pocket and walk around with it forever. So I think that's great. So, right, really now we say, okay, how do you become one of us? The key to this, I think, is that you should try and go and work for an insurance company in the first place. Why? Because that's where the basic skills are learned. Terminology, how contracts of policies or contracts of insurance come about. You will deal with basic claims possibly, and you will work your way from the ground up in a company like that. Hopefully, you will get to the stage where you're reading some of the reports that the loss adjusters are doing. And from that, you will get to know who the loss adjusting organizations and companies are. And you can put the word out there and see if an opportunity arises that you can join one of those companies. And then you will be subjected to someone from the company, probably one of the more senior adjusters who can mentor you, help you. I remember when I first became a loss adjuster, I carried the briefcase of my boss. And people say, what, you did? And I say, yeah, no, that's how you start. And he used to say to me, right, I need this, go and take photographs, go and take statements, do this, do that. And it's the only way you can really learn. You literally, it's like going through an apprenticeship. But hey, that's the way it goes, and it's good stuff. We use qualifications so we can work our way up in loss adjusting. When you first join us, you will become a candidate. And there's nothing wrong with being a candidate loss adjuster. I mean, you get candidate attorneys. Everybody has to start somewhere. So become a candidate. And then after a few years, not a few years, a year or two, maybe 3, you can write one of our board exams, which can give you the designation of being a licentiate, which is really a designation that is becoming quite common. I think lots of organizations use the term licentiate, but hey, there you are. And from licentiate, we move up to associate, and the associates are sort of the more clever guys and girls. And then ultimately, your goal is to become a fellow of the Institute of Loss Adjusters. It's the highest designation that we have. Career goals, well, every loss adjuster, I think, wants to make a name for himself within the insurance company. And this is, our game is a very individual type of operation. So insurance companies will get to know you, you will get to know them, and you can take it from there. Many of our members have other skills, like they're quantity surveyors or civil engineers, or what else can I think of that's important? Shouldn't say that. Hey, they're all important when you
There's
get into
always the new buzzword in risk and insurance is being a risk engineer. So you guys can also go look
There's
into
a
that.
thought, yes, because we certainly we deal with risk aspects of risks. Part of our reports that we do is that we tell insurance companies what we think the risk is that they have in insuring that particular body or company or person or whatever, and how we think they can improve their risks and make the risk smaller for insurance companies, which I suppose is good, because the bigger the risk gets, the more money you're going to pay, the more premiums you will pay. I think that working, what I call it, the coal face, is really the most exciting part of our careers, where you go out to physically deal with the claims. And we've mentioned hazardous goods that get spilt, for example. So you may have to put on your little boots and go and slosh through some chemicals that have been lost at the side of the road or in the bush, and make sure that the people that handle those types of things, they're specialists, which we will call in, that they are dealing with that kind of risk, using their professional skills to mitigate it. You can get lightning strikes, and people say, yeah, well, a lightning strike's a lightning strike. Yes, it is. When it strikes a building, it'll blow a couple of bricks out the wall or do some other things, or it strikes a tree, and the tree can get split and splinter and so on. But lightning is a strange thing, and I've dealt with a lightning claim where a herd of cows was standing under a tree, and that's probably the worst place to go and stand in a lightning storm. And the lightning struck and killed these cattle, and it was quite sad having to walk through and look at that, and they'll do things like, we've got to verify losses, so you need to count the cattle that may have died and so on. Or where there's a major fire, people sometimes have been known to be killed in fires, which is always a sad incident. Or maybe think of big things where lots of things were killed. No, that's being facetious. But we had a lightning strike on a chicken farm, and you know these chicken houses and poultry houses that you see at the side of the road, those long, thin things, contain anything between 22 and 25,000 chickens. And when lightning strikes there, you can have major catastrophes. So there's all that kind of stuff that you've got to...
Can we just tell the people why? Guys, so the lightning doesn't actually kill the chickens. So here's some useless information for everyone, right?
Yeah,
the lightning doesn't actually kill the chickens. They get such a fright from the lightning, their tiny little hearts stop. So
they do, because they live
that's why you do not insure chicken coops against lightning.
They live in confined areas in these houses. We regulate the amount of light they get. We regulate the hours they get to sleep. We regulate everything in poultry houses, and of course, they kept very hygienically. So you know, if you throw one germ into one of the 10 minutes later, all the chickens have got it, because they too well looked after sometimes. But lightning strikes, what can happen is that it often knocks out the power, so everything goes dark in the lightning in the chicken house. It's pitch black in there. A lightning flash comes about, and believe it or not, there's always holes and things, ventilation ducts for their thing to be able to breathe and so on. And a flash of lightning, or flash of light, even a torch, if you walk in a chicken house and you flash a torch in there, they all go wild because they don't know what it is. Remember, they're simple little things, so they don't understand all the stuff. And they usually run away from the source of the light, and they can only run as far as the end of the house, and then they start running on top of each other, and basically they smother each other. They die from asphyxiation. And if power goes off, the ammonia gas that's generated in the chicken houses is lethal. It's quite phenomenal. So if you want to go into the nitty-gritties of it, yes, the chicken doesn't get struck by lightning, but boy, does lightning create a lot of trouble for them. Floods,
Jan,
well,
yeah.
if you want to go and play in floods, go to Durban. I think KwaZulu-Natal is becoming the headquarters of flood claims. So that's the kind of thing that you're going to have to look at and go through and so on. So you need to ask yourself a question: am I suitable? Can I do this type of thing? And remember, if you choose the career, you need the right stomach for what you're going to do. If you've got other qualifications, yes, you can specialize, and maybe that's a good thing. There's so many branches of insurance that deal with burglaries and fires and personal accident, physical injury to people. So if you look at qualifications in those kind of fields, people will soon recognize your specification, your specializations, and so on, and take it from there. So it's not all roses, but it's fun if you like that kind of thing. You're often away from home, you do travel around, and that's it. But all of that, at the end of the day, starts from the basics. Join an insurance company, learn the basis of insurance, then to move on from there. And it's a gradual process. It's not something which you can just, I think, walk into, even with qualifications, because we've had people who are qualified engineers, for instance, and they can go and have a look at a building that's fallen down or cracked or been damaged by an earthquake or whatever it might be, and they can tell you the most amazing things about why it's happened and how it's happened and so on. And you say, but is it covered by the insurance policy? And they go, don't know that, because they haven't yet had a grounding or learned anything about insurance. So it's a multifaceted profession, and if it sounds good, it is once you get there. What benefits do you have? Once you really become a professional type of loss adjuster, you can, if you want to, go and start your own business, and nothing to stop you from doing that. And that means you're working for yourself. You don't have to listen to bosses, which is fantastic. And you've got other people that will listen to you. So, your opportunities are that you can run your own company, and it can become quite a major company. So there you are. As they say, when you get there, you can write your own paycheck. That may be an incentive to you. So what more do you want to know?
Thank you so much, Jan. We really appreciate it. We are over time, so I do appreciate everyone for staying on. But there are some questions, and if you can stay, please do. I'll answer the questions quickly and then conclude. But if you do need to run, I also completely understand. So first, I think Samukulise asks, I'm currently working in claims insurance and studying an NQF5 in short term. What will be needed for me to pursue a risk management qualification? I would definitely say go from that. This is just look, there's various ways to skin a cat, as always. But I would definitely go NQF5, and then you can either do a BCom in risk and compliance or a BCom in short term, and either one of those two will allow you entry into a postgrad in risk management. And our postgrad in risk management has 5 streams which you can choose from, so insurance management also being one of them. So you can even stay in risk management in the insurance industry, or you can decide to go to compliance, banking, disaster risk management, which I'm very fond of, or, all the drama. I love the drama. So have a look at those. Then Romy asks, Tumi-sang, I think maybe this one is for you. I don't know if you saw the question. So Romy has a BBA and is currently busy with a higher certificate in short-term insurance. Will that be sufficient for a fellow?
Thank you, Marisa. Definitely it will be, but what we need to take into account is years of experience in the insurance industry. As I had said, you need to at least have 6 years experience in the industry. And if you have both, there's another slight catch. You need to have served as an associate for at least 1 year. That is a prerequisite for all of us to serve that 1 year.
I can maybe add there. on the fellowship, your BBA there's certain things it should also contain. So, if I remember correctly, it's economics, accounting,
Yes.
and some other basic things. But if your BBA had that, then you should be
finance.
able to
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
That will qualify you. Definitely, yeah. But what is most important is that it's not an automatic entry. You need to serve at least 1 year as an associate before we consider you as a fellow.
I think that's in common with most of our organizations.
Absolutely.
Time and qualifications can't stand on their own. Why time?
Absolutely.
You need practical learning. It's very important.
Yes. Yeah. Kupisa, yes, yeah, you are welcome to join the postgrad in risk management. You will see this beautiful face then for another 10 weeks. But it is a very good qualification, and we're having so much fun. Then I think, okay, Mtutuzile did answer there. Then let's me go to the other questions. Okay, that one we answered. Okay. Let me see. Kaya asks here, so as a higher certificate in short-term insurance, which would be best route when done this year? Advanced certificate, or may I jump into BCom? Okay. So Kaya, that is actually quite a difficult question to answer. You can do either. Okay. The thought comes into play. You can do the advanced certificate, or you can do the BCom. Either or, you will get entry because of your higher certificate. As soon as you do the advanced certificate, however, you can immediately apply for your associateship, which means you don't have to wait for your that 1 year for your fellowship once you get your BCom. By doing the higher certificate and the advanced certificate, you do get 6 modules off your BCom, but the BCom does take a longer time. And so if you get your BCom, if you don't do your advanced certificate first, you go straight into your BCom, you have to finish your BCom before you can apply to become for your fellowship designations, because they do require a finished full qualification. Okay, so then you finish your BCom, associate for a year, then you become a fellow. So it's a timing thing and not really an entry thing. As soon as you do your higher certificate, you will get automatic entry into a BCom with us. Yeah, so we are entering semester 2 now, so please do submit those. Then Tuminega asks, how do you submit a portfolio of evidence? Lots and lots of documents, but you can just reach out to the IISA. So you have to prove a lot of their high level things. So, you know, on the legal side, on the risk side, on the personal side, commercial side, you have to give evidence that you have done those type of things. So it's quite a journey. I did my licentiateship that way. So good luck if you want to go that way. Then Tarira asks, I have a MPhil in fraud risk management from Pretoria, working as an underwriter at a brokerage. How do I become a member of the Institute of Risk Management, and at what level? So Tariro, sorry, I know he's not here, but because I'm part of most of I'm except for ILASA, because I am not a loss adjuster. I am not a member, but all the other institutes I am, so I'll take that one as well. So first of all, you go to IMSA. First, apply to be an associate. So be an associate, and once you're an associate, you apply, and you will, with your qualification, you will I don't know if that automatically be accepted, but you will be accepted. It's obviously still their call. And then you write your board exams from there and do your logbooks. So IMSA also has a logbook requirement for each of their there's a logbook and a board exam that you have to complete. So that is it. Let me see. I think there's one more. Sipisisu asks, how long does it take to complete a BCom if I have a higher certificate? It depends how fast you are. So Sipisisu, maybe just we'll post an email address in here for you to reach out and just say, attention, Marissa, and I will set up a meeting with you. And I have a little Excel and we can work it out for you. Valerie with NQF6, what insurance-specific subjects would be available during the BCom? I'm very interested in law. So the BCom is unfortunately fixed. There's no electives on our BCom. So I hope that helps. But I think let me conclude today's session. So guys, the risk and insurance industry is a dynamic and exciting field, as we have seen today, which is rich with opportunities for those who are ready to embrace them. Whether your passion lies in technology, sustainability, global markets, customer experience, compliance, continuous learnings, there is a path for you. So as you embark on your careers, remember that the work you do is vital. You're not just managing risks, you're enabling businesses to thrive, communities to recover, and economies to grow. Your role is crucial and the future is bright, but you have to prepare and educate ourselves now for the countries, globally, and our own futures. So guys, Milpark's Risk and Insurance Department, we will host an open day for all our qualifications that will assist you in your career path in one of our, and that will be hosted on the 25th of June at various times. So we're not going to squash it all into one session. So please pick the one or two that you are interested in and come join us on that day as well. The link will be shared on social media, so please keep an eye out for those if you want to join us there. So on that day, we will have our program oversight managers. Obviously, I'll also be there, our program managers, and also our students, because you cannot really trust me, can you? So we will have some students and alumni there to tell you guys a little bit about what it is like and what you can expect on our qualifications. So guys, thank you very much for being here today and your commitment to the incredible industry we are in. I look forward to seeing you guys make remarkable contributions in the future. Best wishes for your exciting journey ahead, and I hope to see you all soon. Thank you guys. Bye.